Okay, so some things that you guys may be currently experiencing is okay, understanding to be great. There is definitely going to be opposition, and you guys have to get to a point in your lives where you're able to rest in the turbulent. Okay, so with that being said, you guys got to know that there unfortunately will be people who are going to try to make you feel small, that they are going to try to do things to tear you down by belittling you, by gossiping, by slandering you. Some people unfortunately have this antagonistic conversation style, okay, where everything is a battle. So with that being said, when you are at a place and you have this individual who you can never find yourself speaking peaceably with this person. You have to be able to discern the person and also to discern what this conversation about. Like, for example, nonsensical conversations, things that don't make any sense to you, where you're kind of like up in your thoughts and you have this thing like, is this really happening to me right now? Like, what is this really about? That is a conversation ultimately that you need to walk away from, okay? Because of the fact that that conversation is typically not going anywhere, and it's a nonsensical conversation. Says that you have to know that when you are an underdog, okay, people can typically see the potential that is within you, especially someone who has already so-called made it, okay? An individual who may feel like they are the top dog. They may feel that they are the top dog of the friend group. Maybe you guys have started a new school, a new club, anything per se that you have started, and you are someone that is different. You think differently from others. You are someone who has attributes about yourself, and you have something to offer to the group as well. So you may have an individual who is already there at that place, and they may find themselves intimidated by you, okay? And this is typically where bullying starts, okay? And it happens with adults too. Unfortunately, there are grown adults, okay, who still behave in this malicious behavior, okay? Except with adults, it can become a bit extreme. And as I'm going to actually step back and retract that thought, because there are some kids who are extreme these days when it comes to bullying, okay? Things have escalated to a level, unfortunately, where it can be extremely detrimental for the victim, okay? And yeah, I know it all too well. So with that being said, bullying is something that is meant to stop you. Bullying is meant to stop you, okay? And this is something that people typically fail at, especially children. And it is so understandable, because children are so impressionable. They're so vulnerable, and they're so sweet majority of the time. Some kids are. And, it can be difficult when you are walking into a new environment and you have this person and you're trying to get to know people, and you're walking in with a pure heart. You're just being yourself, and then somebody has decided to just bully you, okay? So it can be difficult. However, okay, bullying doesn't stop at childhood. There are some grown adults who are bullies, okay, and they take it to the extreme. It can get completely out of control, when you are dealing with adult bullies. They can get really nasty, especially when you are someone who is not subjective to their tactics, okay? Things can get extreme. I'm going to talk about that in a later date. But bullying is something that is intended to stop you from doing what it is that you are called to do, okay? Bullying has took a lot from individuals. There are a lot of people who have given up on their dreams due to bullying. There are a lot of people who have given up on themselves. They're not being authentic because they've been bullied by individuals out of their position. Sometimes, unfortunately, in many of our family dynamics, our first bullies were our family members, okay? It may be a parent, such as myself, it may be siblings and different things like that. And you may have been the scapegoat or the black sheep of the family, okay? So you were the one that they decided to bully. And the thing is about it, we may think that when we suffer from low self-esteem and different things, we don't want to have a victim mentality, okay? That is the reason why we are working on these things. But we have to hold other people accountable for the things that they have projected on us, okay? So you may have notice that, you know, you have these insecurities about yourself. But I'm going to tell you this today. When you were a child, when you first came into this world, children typically don't notice things about themselves. Children are typically happy with themselves, okay? Children are not depressed. Typically, children are kind of just doing what it is that children are doing, okay? And there's somebody who came along and decided to devalue you or to criticize an aspect about yourself, and you unfortunately took their projections, okay? Which most likely are projections, because when we think about our family dynamic, okay, many of our family members who are targeting us, or let's say who have decided to bully us, they typically have the exact same attributes that we have. So a common thing that I typically see with African American women, okay? For example, you guys who, I see a lot of this on TikTok, where there are a lot of women who are of lighter complexion or in our darker complexion who are actually at each other's throat, which is absolutely sad to me, because of the fact that, you know, I know what it entails from, okay, and the nature of it. It is so ugly, okay, and it makes you guys feel a specific way about your experiences, and I'm not denying it, because I too have experienced it. Unfortunately, my experience with colorism did not happen outside of my home, okay? It actually happened within the home. So I you know, am a darker toned woman, and my sister is a little bit brighter than me, and my mom is I don't know what to say about that, because I don't really see the difference between my mother and I, per se, when it comes to this colorism aspect. But it is a real thing, and you guys are unfortunately in families where they are being cruel to you because of those things, okay? So a lot of you guys feel these specific ways because of your family dynamic and how you have been compared to a sibling, how you have been compared to different family members, and it's unfortunate, but it's something that is true and that you guys are or have experienced in life. So, you know, you have to get to a point where you begin to see yourself in a positive way, and that is something that can be difficult for children to deal with, okay, and to come out of too, especially when you don't have anyone who's speaking positivity within your life. And hopefully I am going to be that one to kind of give you information, because of course clarity is going to allow you guys to get the self-esteem that you really need when you begin to learn why people do the things that they are doing, okay, and why an individual may be bullying you. You will find out that there are actually positive attributes about you as to the reason why these people are bullying you. And don't you think for 1 second that because you may not have something that another individual may have, that you aren't a reason for a person to be jealous or envious of, okay? Know that. There are far more things that people may see in you, the potential in you, that makes people feel threatened, unfortunately, okay? So there are instances where people unfortunately want you to be seen in a negative light. And a lot of us, you know, we have fallen into the trap of responding to these people and giving them this unhealthy attention, you know. And sometimes people just typically just want to start things with you in order to get attention from you. And it's sad, but there are people who are like that, okay? They want your attention. They want your eyes on them, because they, of course, want to distract you from whatever it is that you are doing. So when you are doing something different and you look different, or you dress different, or you speak differently, or you talk about things that are different, they're going to want to cut you down. They're going to want to stop you from making people think, okay? You are someone that is going to be a problem for that individual, because they don't want anybody to think. They don't want to have to compete with you. They don't want people to see you in a positive light, okay? So that's something that can happen within family dynamics, working dynamics. It can happen within friend groups. A lot of you guys who are teenagers, you guys are amazingly in You guys are amazing and creative, okay? So there are going to be other children who are going to feel intimidated by that, and that is the reason why a lot of you girls and you guys are being bullied.